Hey everybody, this is the Wargaming Guy. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my premiere first look episode at WarPlan Pacific. Yes, it is here. Got a little advanced copy today, so what you see here, they're still in the process of working on it, and it will be coming out soon. So we're going to, I forgot to pull out my piece of paper. There it is. Here we go. So we're going to talk about WarPlan Pacific, developed by Kraken Studios. It is going to be released on April 29th as a Matrix-only release. The game will be released on Steam in the upcoming months. And by the way, I don't know if those of you that like Matrix games or think you might want to check out their live stream they do on YouTube. It's called Tea Time. I think it's on Thursdays, if I remember right. Because you learn a lot of interesting things there. They premiere upcoming games and DLCs and talk about stuff. And one of the interesting things was a few weeks ago they were talking about why certain games like War and These 2 were not released on Steam when they come out. They're only released on Matrix, and then later, quite a bit later, they'll be released on Steam. And the reason he gave is that the Steam audience is not nearly as understanding and forgiving of the complexities of a war game as the regular Matrix Slytherin audience. And so they don't release to Steam until they feel they've really got it balanced and settled and there won't be any big, huge changes or bugs. So there you go. Didn't know that, but it didn't surprise me either. Okay. And here we go. WarPlan Pacific, the second war game in the WarPlan series, is an operational level war game which covers all nations at war in the Pacific Theater from December 41 to 1945 on an impressive game scale. The game scale in this game is the exact same game scale, size per hex, as War in the Pacific or War in the Pacific Admirals Edition, which some of you may have. However, it is not a day-by-day game. It's not nearly that complex. Okay, so it uses the same game system as WarPlan Europe with additional features and improvements. The game covers all nations at war. The game scale is massive, covering 62 different potential countries. In a map large, it is 50 miles or 80 kilometers per hex, using a modified Mercator map scaling to allow a flowing game that doesn't overload the player. The land scale is 15 to 60,000 men per unit, 300 to 400 aircraft, and the naval scale is one capital ship, notice that, plus support ships. The map is hex-based, I can't even talk today, sorry, with 15 different types of terrain subdivided into sizes with each different features, including motorized and non-motorized movement, airfield capacity, defensive bonuses, 12 different resource types with new city images, 5 different strategic resources. Realism is enhanced by the presence of Fog of War. Yes, they're bringing Fog of War to WarPlan. Yay. With detection levels that determine information of units. Hold on, I forgot to plug my earbuds in. No wonder I wasn't hearing things. There we go. Sheesh. Moreover, 5 different weather conditions make the whole gameplay more challenging. With the Pacific Theater, communication intelligence is introduced for enhanced naval action. Yes, you get to try and break codes. You get to try and improve your code so they can't be broken. And when you say you break the Japanese code or they break the American code, then that player gets extra intel. Combat takes place on land with multi-hex attack based on operational points, allowing for multiple moves and attacks, allowing for frontline breakthroughs. On air, where you can attack selected targets and may automatically support land attacks, attack supply convoys, protect convoys, and on sea, where fleet and raider modes affect detection. Night action, surface pursuit, sub-hunter, and carrier combat are all available. Use the zone of control to restrict the movement of enemy land formations. 22 different units with 15 different attributes, 17 technological advancements, 14 different specialties. Each country has their own units with their own attributes. Additionally, units can be impacted by breakdown. Now, this is the one problem I had. I have played part of a test scenario before. You'll see this. I couldn't find where you break the land units down like you could before. Oh, that's why, because they're divisions and divisions don't split. Ha ha. Figured it out. Corps may detach a division. Armies may split. Formations, small infantry formations may be grouped into larger ones. Generals, each player comes with their own generals that affect combat, mobile attack, and retreats. But wait, there's more, he said, turning the paper over. Support pool units, 11 different type of support units. Naval units stack in fleets. Stacking is 1 land, 1 air, 1 fleet per hex. Land units have the capacity of having a specialization. This is an attachment of equipment, elite trained units, or gear. With advancements, this allows for 120 different type of land unit configurations. Production, or country management, Production takes into account oil, manpower, logistics, strategic resources, trade agreements, and a lot of this, if you played WarPlan Europe, it'll be familiar to you. Convoy zones. The system allows you 17 different advancements, and each unit has a minimum of 2 advancement choices. You can have 47 different unit configurations, and it goes on. All right. By the way, it does say this. The WarPlan engine has a built-in diplomatic mechanic available, but for the Pacific Theater, it is disabled at the scenario level. So there's no, diplomacy going on during the scenario we're going to play in a minute or two here. But when you play, I guess, the campaign game, it is. Okay, so scenarios available in the game, you ask. Here we go. Pacific 1941. This scenario starts on December 7th, 1941 with the attack at Pearl Harbor. It allows the player to experience the full war from start to finish. I'll come back to this in a second. Pacific 42. This scenario starts on May 1942, just before the Battle of the Coral Sea, so it's very similar to the Strategic Command War in Europe, High Tide, except it only covers the Pacific, but it's pretty close to that. This allows players to skip the initial landings and get right into the carrier battle action. China, 1937. Replayed the invasion of China until the start of the war in Europe. Excellent introduction scenario for the land war. Okay. I don't know if any of you out there, there's a couple of military historians, and Richard Frank is one of them, who are writing massive trilogies covering the whole Pacific War using all the information that we have now that we didn't even just a few years ago. And one of the points he makes in the first book, Tower of Skulls, which I'm reading, and it's excellent, is, really World War II did not start in Poland in 1939. It started in China in 1937. And, that's the Marco Polo Bridge and the whole thing. And I've been on the Marco Polo Bridge, by the way. It's kind of cool. If you ever get a chance, do it. The way things are going right now, you probably won't, but you never know. So I really wish they had a scenario that started in China in 1937 and ran to 1945, but they don't. And then there's Okinawa 1945, a short introductory scenario so players can get the feel for land and naval action. We will be playing that today and maybe next time, depending on how long it takes. And the final scenario is Solomon's 1942. Experience one of the most challenging and interesting segments of the Pacific War, equal sides, different strengths, weaknesses, and goals. And it does come with PBM for multiplayer. So there you go. That's a brief overview. So now let's play the game, and we're just going to take Okinawa. We are going to be the allies. You can see here you can do different things like the computer plan. You could do random. You can do historical. We're just going to stick to everything historical, and we're going to go. So here we go. WarPlan Pacific, the Okinawa 1945 scenario. My father fought in Okinawa. I know a fair amount about the battle, and we will be discussing that too when we get started. Japanese player in this scenario has no chance of removing the Americans from the beaches of Okinawa. Their objective is to stay alive and hold out as long as possible. The Japanese player can win this scenario by holding on to enough objectives till time runs out. The game ends June 22nd, 1945. The American player must take all the objectives in a reasonable amount of time to win this scenario. Now, you can see we got a couple of reinforcement guys there. And up here, the invasion is beginning. And you can that's Okinawa. And so let's jump in, shall we? Yes, we shall. So let's see. What do we got here? Can we bombard? No, we can't. I think these guys can bombard. No. Really? I thought they could. I thought somebody could. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, no, he can't reach. All right, so let's just start. This is the 6th Marine Division. We're going to historically move it up north. The 6th Marine Division captured the whole northern part of the island, including the one big battle they had was in Yaitake here. And so we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, let's just see. We could do... Now, when you hold down the control key, then you both get them together. But I think what I'm going to do is actually land these guys, just because I like the idea of being on land before we attack better. Boom! Oh, man, I think last time. So we're going to send him over here. He's coming ashore. Down here, and the 1st Marine Division over here. Now, you can do cool things here, like you can rename the unit if you want to. There is a way to do that. Do I have to go here? Oh, no. Here, sorry. Yes. If I want to rename this, for example, yeah, don't do that. There you go. If I just want to put division in there, that's easy. Or you can rename it any way you want. I, being who I am going to just be picky. I could even call this the Striking 6th. That was their nickname for the division, but we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so these are kind of like ground force ships, which we're going to kind of move down here. I don't think any of the Japanese Navy shows up, and I don't even know if they have a the part that I played, they didn't. Here, you can see we've got some aircraft carriers. Yes, we're going to strike. And let's hit these guys when they're out in the open. So here we go. We got some more aircraft carriers. Just right-click to bring them down. You select, like, notice it's already preset to bomb naval, but you can bomb armies, bomb airfields, or do strategic bombing. We want the armies to be set, so if they don't move, they get 2 shots. If they do move, then so now we've got these guys down here. So let's go ahead and ship these guys up to, well, we'll put you, right here. Can I unload him? No. So I probably can't unload him either. No. Next turn, they should debark. We can debark them. And that, disembark, I guess I should say, sorry. That will just about do it. So let's end the turn. Yes, I'm sure. See the AI doing some stuff. The Japanese pulling back to the Nahashuri line, which is historical. They did obviously have troops. Japan moved its capital to, okay. But they, they had troops out here as a little forward, but the main defenses, yeah, were there. Luckily, we can actually see this because historically, we didn't know where they were, so it was a big surprise to a whole lot of people, a very deadly surprise. Okay, so let's get this guy debarked. There we go. And let's start moving down. No huge rush to bump into these guys until we're properly positioned. Now, this guy should stay here. This is way ahistorical. The Japanese did not come out and fight in Okinawa till towards the very end of the battle. So, yeah, I don't think that, yeah, this should not be happening, but it is, and I can't even attack him because I'm out of movement points, operation points, or whatever they call them. So let's come back here and do some carrier strikes. I want to see if we can. I don't even know how strong this guy is. Maybe let's just pound one spot. If we can break through, capture Naha, kill this guy, then it's just about over. In fact, I think probably. Let's look. Hold on. Let me turn the Navy off. Yeah, it doesn't look like. It looks like Naha is really the only thing that we need to capture. I don't even think we need to capture Yambaru. Not sure about that, though. Is there, Yes. Okay. That's it in the south. We've already, I'm assuming we have to take, yeah. And Taku. Okay. I would not have expected that. I thought probably stop here. All right, that's good to know. So we'll turn that back off. And I think we're done. So actually, hold on. Can you? Yeah, let's go ahead and. I'm sorry. Oh, well, I wasn't going to do that. Well, do it now. We'll get into more combat next time. So he's retreating, but. It's like, why didn't he just stay there and stay dug in? I don't know. Now, here's one of the things that I find really irritating about this game, and that is your fleets. I like the fact that your fleets have to refuel. However, I don't like the fact that you have to manually do this. Like, why aren't they doing this themselves if they have oilers with it? And then you got to, so you got to do this, every turn or two. Doesn't. It's like there should be a way to just set this to do it itself. Then there may be a way that I don't know about. If you know of a way to set this automatically, let me know, because that would make me a happy guy. So are all these guys good now? I think so. All right, let's go back up north. Still can't attack him. Dag nabbit. And let's get rid of all these guys. Okay, so let's get you down here. I'm going to have my strongest guys attack here. But maybe we'll just actually, let's see what we can do here. We haven't even had the carrier strike should not be able to do this. These guys should be so dug in. It should take a lot to even really harm them at all. Look at that. We just broke through the Naha Shuri line, just like that. All right, I'm going to leave that blank and see what happens. That should not be possible. Now, I told you I played this a little bit earlier, so I'm just going to say this is one of the problems you have with Pacific games, is making them playable and anywhere close to related to reality. And the reality is this should not be happening. The Allies were stopped cold at the Naha Shuri line for a long time, and they had to pull the 6th Marine Division down when it was done, and it was a bloody mess. And then they did a landing back here to help break the Naha Shuri line. I mean, this should not be happening. I don't think they should make the units super strong themselves, because the reason that they were so hard to break, these lines were here or, say, on Peleliu and other places, Iwo for sure, is not because they had a jillion troops. It's because they were dug in so well and so deep and so hard and so diabolically clever that you couldn't see, So, I mean, the only way that I can think of to reflect that, there needs to be some kind of fortifications here that take a while to break through. Clearly, this is not this. So, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. And it looks like they pulled someone back. So, guess what? Let's put you here. We're going to send the Marines down here. You're going to go here. And, Can we to wipe people out with your air power in this game? Hitting him pretty weak. So that's okay. Wish me luck. Look at that. I just took Naha in one. That should not be possible. So now let's... Oh, shoot. Okay. That's 1-to-1. No, we're not doing that. Okay, back up here he stayed, so he's a little bit dug in. Boom. And I'm not going to attack again. I'm going to rest up a little bit. This guy is set up right for... It's on, and he's... Let's prioritize them. My dad, by the way, was in the 6th Marine Division. So, and by the way, if you want one guy's look at the Battle of Okinawa and other things, my father's book, Once a Raider, is available on Amazon.com. I'm the one that put it together after he passed away and put some notes in there to help string things together, but it covers his experience in World War II as a Marine Raider in New Georgia, and then the battle for Guam, and then the battle for Okinawa. So if you're interested in that, just go to Amazon, type in Once a Raider, and if you need to, you can also type in Dan Marsh, and that will help you. I do make a tiny bit of money off of each sale, but not much. I think the ebook is $2.99 or something like that, and the paperback's like $6 or $7, so it's pretty cheap. There you go. So what we're looking at here is in no way reminiscent or representative of the real battle for Okinawa. That's just the way it is, folks. Sorry about that, but that's the way it is. I'm not trying to diss the designer, because this is just a scenario. Maybe in the campaign game, it'll play out differently. You'll have more things going on. See what I mean about why I wish you could automate this? This is a pain. Now, I could send them back to port, but obviously I don't want to do that right now. He pulled up. Okay, shoot. All right, in that case, I'm going to take this supply junction. We'll be back. But we're going to come up here and take Taco, and then, or however you pronounce that. Sounds weird to call it Taco. And then we'll see what happens. All right. Come on, boys. Now he puts up a resistance. Great. I want, prioritize reinforcements for you. You as well. And so see, we still got some units down here, and there's the HQ. So that's why the headquarters is there. But that's it. All I've got to do now is conquer this and that. And apparently I've won the game. And it's April 28th. April. That's like nowhere near what it should be. And obviously I'm not an expert player at this game. So, oh, they're trying to reform their line. Oh, they got a 0 there. Okay. And they got an HQ out in the peninsula there. I can't think of the name of the peninsula. I should know it. My father invaded it. But anyway. Well, let's just pick on this guy. You can do 2 strikes, but I'm thinking just more or less fair. Let's see if these 2 guys... That did. We got an enable unit over here we got to watch, so we'll pull you over here. Yeah, we won't bother with that. Now, let's get you, hopefully, up here. Back here. And we'll take that, and we will have this puppy wrapped up. So, obviously, there's no kamikazes or anything in the campaign game. I'm going to assume that would be possible to do. So let's just bring you down a little bit. And here you go. So this is mostly really covering the ground game and a little bit of the naval. None of the land-based air. Here we go again. So, yeah. I don't know if you agree with me, but this is a little tedious. Okay. All right, let's come up here. Let's get you back over here. And we'll come up and hit him there. Meanwhile, this is the guy that we probably want to pound on. And then we'll have the HQ. Can you? Yeah, you can. All right, so now you can't really attack there. Oh, you can. All right. So even this way, the Japanese are tough. Boom, but not tough enough. So let's put you here to seal these guys off. Oh, really? We'll take those odds. 9 to 1, I'll take those odds. 10 to 1, I'll take those odds. Leave. Oh, really? Come on, baby. This guy's probably got some strength. He does. Not much, but a little. So we're just going to hold, because you... Well, wait a minute. Let's bring you down. Let's bring you down there. And let's put you down. And you... Okay, so that's all we need to do. I got a feeling this is going to be over pretty quickly. Didn't really... To Bice? Where's Bice? Don't know. Doesn't really matter. All right. You know what we're going to do, though? Whoops, come on. Let's bring you up here. Utter destruction. Wait. How about the time after that? How come we can't kill this guy? Come on. There. That was supposed to be a capital. Okay. Looks like we're done. Except for up here. So let's go ahead and pull these guys out. And we'll see what happens. Okay. My fleet's low on supplies. Yes, I know. I know these sailors, man. They just can't. You know what? Let's just put these guys into port. Let's just bring you up here. I don't know if they can do airstrikes when they've refueled, but we'll find out. Yeah, they can. So let's pound this guy. Oh, we did. Come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. That should be it, right? Every objective has been taken. Let's see what they do. Oh, wait, no. Did we kill everybody down here? We did. So there's no Japanese units left. That should trigger the end, hopefully. If it does not, then we'll just end it anyway because, I mean, the fleet has no supplies. What fleet is that? The one I put in port? No, this guy. Well, here. So they're going to make me go all the way. Well, it's going to be pretty quick. Let's just zip through this really quick. They probably need to put something in here that when all the Japanese units have disappeared, game's over. You win. So these forts apparently don't let them refuel. I guess they've got to be... Oh, and they can't. And that makes perfect sense when you think about it. So I know this is really boring to watch. I just want to see them admit that I won. Oh, that's the capital. Fine. Now we took that. All right, maybe that'll do it. It's weird to see arrows pointing at things when there's no unit. Japan has moved its capital to Kushi. Where's Kushi? Is it like way? It is. It's way the heck up there. Guess I gotta look at that while we wait for the end to come. Otherwise, we do nothing. Wonder if that's Bisei? I have no clue. Alright, so what fleet has no supply? You. Use your oilers. Got oilers. Alright, so now I have to... Where did it... Wait a minute, where's the capital? Hold on. I thought I took that. So that it wasn't Heido. I can't remember the name of it. Oh well. Victory! Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay. Countries, victory points. 36 for us, 16 for the Japanese. Total points, blah, blah, blah. Individual major victory. Individual worse than historical results. So that would be Japan. Mine is a major victory. Send final turn to opponent. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's going to do it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will be getting into WarPlan. I need to do some work on the naval part of this, actually. But we'll definitely get into this, and I don't know how soon because life is insane right now. Very busy, but we're trying to get these videos out to you, so hopefully you enjoy this. And we'll have look forward to the game when it comes out on, let me just double check here, April 29th, which is not this week, it's next. So till next time, this is the Wargaming guy saying take care out there, everybody, and I will see you later.